At the age of 7, I started Crazy Colin's Cupcake Corner. So in there we'd sell cupcakes, slushies, smoothies, everything like that. Everybody else is selling lemonade. Dude, I blew those guys out of water. I was making $50 a day, $60 a day. I was rolling in the dough. I was learning how to bake. My mom was helping me make brownies. You know, I'd cut her a piece of it too. So she was happy about the action. I think I just really charged her a lot of utility bills and made a mess in her kitchen, but it worked for me. But then fast forward, when I was working in insurance, I had another business idea of a drone company that was going to use infrared technology to inspect roofs, which has now actually become a pretty big thing now. I didn't know anything about roofs, but I thought drones were cool. I also had a great name called Drone Thugs in Harmony.
I love it.
Yeah, thank you. I should trademark that.
That's so great.
But, you know, I didn't really do really well at it. I almost had one client, and then he realized he could just go buy his own drone and do that, and then I was kind of out of business and disheartened. So she had heard all these crazy ideas. So where I'm getting with that, but I was adamant about it. Basically, I think I just wore her down with the reasons why it made so much sense. I've always handled the finances in our house. It's just something Emily keeps me and the kids alive, and
which is important.
Yes, yeah. So she's great at that. She does all the mechanical things, and I'm just kind of out there on the financial side.
Yeah.
She was open for it, but there was one moment that was pretty scary where I looked at her like, I don't know if this was the right decision. No. And it was after purchasing a duplex, and after about the 10th call of drug addicts, people getting taken out of there, cops getting called, raccoons, bats, bed bugs.
Stuff we still see to this day. I almost decided to sell that building at a loss, and I was like, maybe this is it, because I was about to have to start making mortgage payments on that. This is the time where if my bank account, my checking account had 5 figures in it, dude, it was go time. Like, it was like, okay, how do we start looking at a vacation? Like, this is a lot of money that I've saved. There really wasn't much left over after, putting everything to the 401k. But she told me, she was like, you seem like you really get this, and I believe in you. So I have to give her a lot of credit. She was actually the one. I don't know if she was just sick of hearing me complain about work. And it's not that my job was bad by any means. It just wasn't the right fit for me and my personality, what I wanted to do, my aspirations, the person I am. And I just remember she was sick of me talking about it every night. And then she texted me one day, I think it was Monday, like February 5th. Your memory is scary, by the way.
Of 2018. I'm off by a couple days. I know, because I'll tell you the story, but she texted me, "Are you going to do it today?" And I was like, oh. Every day I get nervous. Every day I'm thinking, okay, I'm making $84,000 a year here. I'm going to go and get into real estate. I have a couple rentals right now. I kind of know what I'm doing. I think I have some momentum, but I'm certainly not making $84,000 a year right now. And I have 2 children. And we have benefits. Okay, hun, you convinced me. So I went to my boss that day. I grabbed him. It was about 9:30 a.m. And I said, love you, man. He's still a great friend of mine. And we were actually workout partners at the time. And I said, he knew I was doing real estate. And I said, I'm sorry, man. This is the day. And he just shook his head and he smiled. He was like, I knew the day was coming. I just hoped it wasn't today. And then I got to go to my conference, a Joe Farrell's conference on Friday. But my wife, she sent me that text and I was like, man, she's calling me out.
You doubled down and you quit your job and flew to Denver for a conference.
Yes, I did.
That's awesome.
It was. It was good. And I think those first 6 months, I'm trying to remember, but I just remember not sleeping at all, especially the first couple months. I was frightened because what happened is all of a sudden I had this additional glut of time. Like, since I wasn't at work, like, there were some days I was just kind of almost twiddling my thumb, looking for things like calling agents, scouring the MLS, driving around. I'm like, I could have just kept my job and done the same thing.
But that's okay. So, but that's good. You had a job that you could find that time. That's good, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's not. First off, to be able to quit the job and just dive head first into something like that is unreal. Like, I don't know. That's my
my story is so much more stressful, which, by the way, it's probably not any more stressful.
Have you met yourself?
Yeah, maybe I'm just consistently stressed, but actually, I don't think it's any more stressful at all. In fact, maybe I'm more stressed thinking about your thing, just like quitting my job and not having anything to back up. I just work 2 full-time jobs. I do law all day, and by the way, there's no, as an attorney, there's like, I didn't have time to sit around, and this is not a shot at you at all, because the guts to just quit your job and to do what you did, well, we have proof. I didn't do it. I just instead chose to work 2 jobs. Mm-hmm. So that scared the heck out of me, so I didn't do it. And there was no downtime. In fact, in my jobs, if I wasn't billing, then I wasn't making money. So I had to work all day and then work all night. And that's not a pat on my back. In fact, looking back on it, I could have changed that for the better. But I think that's kudos to you for pulling that off, because that's tough.
Yeah, and I think this goes back also, and I appreciate that, but I did structure it with some thought behind it, even though I did just kind of burn all the ships, is with the property management, I partnered up with individuals such as yourself, other partners, where I would basically run the deal and I would collect the property management fee just as another property management company. So even though, say me and you own the property 50% each, sure, that PM fee is coming from my portion of the capital, but I'm also getting some from your portion of the capital, which we would pay a property manager anyways. But that at least gave me a little baseline of capital.
Some utilities.
Yeah, maybe like $2,500 a month at first, maybe $3,000. So nothing really to write home about, but it was at least just a little bit. But yeah, I had to make it work. I mean, my house was leveraged to 95% at this point because I had exhausted my line of credit, and soon after was going to use my 401k to invest in Copperleaf Apartments.
Well, thanks, Emily, for trusting Colin to get it done. And thanks, Shivani, my wife, for allowing me to work 2 full-time jobs, which I still now, I probably have like 3 full-time jobs, but like I just so happen to love all 3, which is a little different than
absolutely
than back in the day.